See what that looks like, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, that, what do you call it? Something quad.
Oh, the thing in the quad. Yeah.
And whatever that was going to be.
What they're going to do to make it all more interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, well, there's three of them.
Okay.
So, I will have time to teach you if while they're working on today's if that makes sense to you.
Okay.
Okay, so today we're going to learn about the scanf statement, and then we're going to do some examples converting things and calculating speed. So, the last time we learned what a if statement was and a little bit about the syntax. So, the standard way of doing it is if, parenthesis, some variable, some comparison operator like less than, greater than, stuff like that. Maybe some value, another paren, curly brace, bunch of statements just like what you've been doing, and an end curly brace. And that basically says only do those statements if this thing here, whatever it is true. So, the comparison operation is always in these parentheses, and the code to execute is in these curly braces. And these are a bunch of different possibilities here. So less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and be two equal signs so that we can get confused with one equal sign being the same as assignment, and not equals. This is 4. Yeah, you are. You count.
I'm number 4, okay.
Okay, and we can also have compound comparisons by combining those simple ones with and or for. This is a double ampersand, and this is a double, whatever that is, straight up and down line, which is on here somewhere. Things you probably don't use too often. So another one is that you can also have alternative code when the comparison is false. So you can do if blah is true, do something, else do something else. And that way you can make sure that you always do one or the other no matter what, which is often a very important thing to be able to do in code. So that's the if statement. Today we're going to do user input. And the simplest way to do that is with a statement similar to printf called scanf. And here's an example of how to do it with an integer variable. So first we declare the integer variable, and then we print how many bananas. Notice there's no \n over here. So when this thing is done running, the cursor is going to be right here after this, instead of on the next line, like everything else we've been doing. So now, when you do this scanf, you want to read whatever this person types into this integer variable here called number of bananas, and just like with printf, you tell it what it's expecting by giving it one of these control sequence things in a string. So just like with printf, we're saying it's going to be an integer, and I want you to put it in this variable. Instead of printf, where it's going to be an integer, and get it from that variable, it's putting it into the variable. And because that's slightly different, we have this little and here, which I will explain much later. But for now, just remember, scanf, you got to use the stinking and.
Can you
in front of every variable.
Tell me
Yes.
give me an example of where the scanf would be used from the user standpoint.
Okay, so everything we've done so far, we've set the values of variables inside the code. So this is a way of getting the values of the variable from the user instead.
Okay, can you, so give me an example of something I type into now that program's going to look and see what I type and put it in there.
Here's an example.
Any form I fill out. Gotcha.
practically anything that
Okay.
you need to give it input. I like practically anything, right? Anything that you want. Now, at the moment, this is going to be very simple to get started, and it's just going to have you type in stuff in response to it asking you questions. But it can be anything. And for example, a lot of what you deal with is spreadsheets. Spreadsheets have all kinds of information in these rows and columns. So you can use this to read from that spreadsheet. And you can read all kinds of information. I'm not going to do that quite yet,
Okay.
but stuff like that. So let's go over this in a little more detail. So we have this thing called scanf instead of printf, right? It's going the other direction, sucking data from the user and putting it into the program instead of taking data from the program and telling to the user what it is. So each of them have a control string, and it's very similar to each other, so that you don't have to learn two stupid things. You learn one stupid thing, and you use it for both. And truly, somebody just invented these control strings, right? This is just another program. Somebody wrote, and they came up with this idea using these control strings. So very much arbitrary. So the big deal about this thing is a stupid and, which I will explain in about 10 days from now, I think. It's an advanced topic why you need that and. But for now, just remember, with scanf, you use the and. With printf, you don't need the and. And also notice that we don't tend to use \n when we're doing a scanf. And pretty much that's because we're not generating a line of something and then giving it a new line for readability. We're just sucking stuff in instead. And so we don't generally need it. So here's an example. It's a redo of the program from last time, where at that point we had in the program how many bananas we wanted to buy. We just set it to a number. In this one, we're reading in how many bananas we want to buy. Then we're using those ifs to figure out what the price should be based on how many. Then we're calculating the cost based on that price and printing it out just like we did before. So this is the key thing right here. We print out what's called a prompt string. How many do you want? And then we read in how many they want. So just like that one, we can run this one, and instead, every time we run it, we can put in a different number, 4 or 6 or 100, and we get a different price. We get a different price, we get a different cost, and away we go. So this is slightly more useful than the previous program, which only gave us the cost for something that was inside the program, the number. So this one we can keep rerunning the program, giving it a different input and get a different output. So we're approaching reality in terms of the way a program is that we actually want to write. Because you never ever want to hard code all this stuff inside your. You want user input. You got to have user input, otherwise the program is pretty much worthless, right? So, okay, so that's it. Very, very quick. So today, let's do it. So start her up. If you want, I highly recommend that you download the PDF, or at least look at this PDF here, so that you can do these programs at your own speed. So we'll call the directory day 5, and in this case, instead of prog1, prog2, let's call it C to S .c. So we're going to start naming our programs so that they actually sort of kind of mean something. And so today we are going to convert a temperature in degrees C to a temperature in degrees F. Canadian to U.S.
Canadian.
Canadian, right.
You'll note that I was lazy, very lazy actually, and DNS aren't very descriptive of what these things really mean. Temperature in Celsius, temperature in Fahrenheit would be better variable names, but I figured it was quicker for you to type, quicker for me to type, which is of course the downfall of all programs. You make it quicker to type and nobody understands it next week when you come back to it. But it's short enough, it's okay. Already working? All right.
What? I'm still getting used to the stupid keyboard.
Yeah, every keyboard's different.
Oh my
Drives you
gosh,
crazy.
mine is. I mean, I have one that's like this.
Yeah, yours is even different.
I
than-
love mine.
More different than most.
Yes, more different. Differenter.
Good at this, huh? Got it done already. Now you can start on the next one if you want.
Okay, let's see what I need to fix here. I haven't gotten that far. I'm just looking to make sure I still got it typed right. No.
She does the 60/40 compiler, doesn't she?
Yeah, almost.
Well, yeah, maybe.
%ls needs to be in double quotes. Right on the side.
Gotcha.
So how we doing?
Good. I'm cold.
We'll close.
You're gonna cut out a little early today, teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Figured you'd give me permission.
Yeah, I don't know. They have to give you just, I don't know, 50% of your pay instead of 100%. So, are things compiling? No? Let's see.
I still have the photo. I have the function name.
Expected semicolon before F.
Right.
But expected a semicolon before it. What's before it? Scanf. Which is it? A semicolon.
Oh,
Yeah.
right there, right there.
Oh, that was one of the best descriptive
So I apparently have forgotten that command to execute the code. GCC what?
Oh, minus O, and
Yep.
then your
There you
name.
go.
to
Which I
5.
thought I did, but that's not it.
That is your input file.
Oh, gotcha,
First you want
gotcha,
to minus
gotcha,
O and name your output file.
Okay. I see.
Success?
It asks me, yep, enter a temperature.
Okay, so go ahead and type away.
Did you,
Did I maybe not name
you
it?
have a capital F there, which
Oh.
is different than a little f.
Conversion.
That doesn't look right.
Hmm.
There you go.
Yay! So I wrote it
Okay.
right, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Yay!
No, it's
Okay,
zero.
and then it's not run though, is it?
Dot slash. And then.
Is it file name?
CQF, yeah.
Oh, you moved it.
Yay!
Cool.
I could run it again with it.
25 is always a good one.
Hmm.
I can't
Cool.
do it again. I just go back.
Anything the 5 has a period after it.
And zero's a good one too.
So I'd have to run it again, right?
Uh-huh.
Overwrite.
Yeah, it's overwriting
It's in
it.
overwrite mode. That's good.
That would be.
It's
Yay!
in overwrite mode.
Cool. So. What is that for? What does that do? The LF in this?
I can't remember.
So that's the user input,
Right.
right?
Emacs it again, so the and. Of course, the
Oh.
and there means
So
something
the
completely
percent
different
L
than the and of
describes
C.
it, and the F is what they're calling the variable.
Which you have to get used to,
Okay,
unfortunately.
okay.
And the percent L is, what does that stand for, percent L?
Under the scanner.
If the percent LF, that's the next thing I was going to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Look at that.
We're getting ahead.
Woohoo!
So,
That assumes that everything else made sense. I just picked that.
yeah, if anybody noticed, this says percent LF instead of percent F.
Mhm.
Why? Any ideas?
There's a label out there.
Okay, you might have no way of knowing. I just thought I'd ask. So, here's the thing. In printf
Of course, that makes
and scanf, when you're using a double, you actually have to use percent %LF. That's the control string for a double in both printf and scanf. We've been able to use percent %F in printf because printf is a little more
Forgiving.
lenient. Yeah, it lets us get away with stuff. Scanf won't let us get away with stuff. So we've simplified but sort of made things more complicated because of it. So you can get away with percent %F in printf, but you have to use percent %LF in scanf when you have a double.
Does the L stand for anything?
And the L
Sorry.
is,
Needs to make sense.
it would be nice if it made sense.
Stands for
It
long.
sort of
Mhm.
makes sense. Yeah, long is it. There's actually a whole bunch more types than int, double, and char. In particular, for numbers that have a fractional part, there's also something called float. And that's pretty much it. There's float and there's double for these numbers that have a fractional part. Float only has 4 bytes, whereas a double has 8 bytes. And so a double is like a long float, hence an LF. And it really makes no sense in the scheme of things, but it's something to hold on to, exactly. And it's just dumb. I mean, it should be percent %I for int, it should be percent %D for double, it should, percent %F for float. It should kind of make sense, but, heaven forbid that it does. So this is how it makes sense to the guys who wrote it. And so we're stuck with it. So that's why we have to use %LF. If you'd like, I highly recommend try it without the L. Get rid of the L, try compiling, see what happens.
Let's just try it here. Oops, and create that. And
So how are we doing? Is it working?
I hope so. Of course, I need to framework and...
Oops. Almost always. When you're fixing something, you screw it up again. It's always, I'm constantly saying I can debug my debugging.
It worked.
Oh, it took it.
True, I did do it.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah, try some other figures.
Let me come
No, I
back
can
there.
go with the X, it's fine.
So how we doing?
It worked.
Good.
It worked?
Yeah.
It didn't yell?
What was the other one we did? 25.
Well, saving is one thing. Did it compile?
Yeah.
It compiled and it didn't yell?
No, I can buy it.
No.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. It did just that. So it didn't take this into account? No?
So the output is wrong.
It is indeed.
So it's right at 1, but not at the only other one that we tried.
Is this thing really compiled?
Yeah.
It did
I think
compile,
so.
but it gives you false output.
It doesn't compile. I compile. Yells horribly.
But it's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
Which is worse.
Is
It
that
is-
because
yeah,
it doesn't
it is
have this
absolutely wrong.
in it?
It's
And it's
because-
just looking at the C?
It's because it thinks C is a 4-byte float. And it puts the bits into those 4 bytes, and it doesn't put it into the 8 that is your double. So
So it's missing
it's
everything.
absolute garbage.
So everything's
Really
really
Complete and total
So instead
garbage.
of just not compiling, it's just
It's
completely
just
not
garbage.
creating.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see. What do I do different?
Are you in Red Hat?
Maybe I do minus WR.
Ah.
Maybe.
Tell me everything.
Yeah. Which we'll get to later.
Yeah.
So, anyway, good lesson. You give it the wrong control character, it'll still compile, which is horrible, and it will give you garbage for results. A terrible thing.
But it gave the correct
Only-
result for one.
But I wonder if that was random, that it wasn't, it wouldn't have mattered what I put in there, it was going to come back
It
at
was going to come
32.
back as 32.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
it just
basically-
so happened, I think that I picked...
No matter what
so
you
let's
do,
see.
it's making C be 0.
Right.
That's what's going on.
Right.
So how's yours work?
Well, I thought I had my paper figured out and it's still...
So let's
Still
try.
not.
Did you say?
Yeah, it's just coming back
Okay.
32, period.
So it's saying...
So what if you put
It
in
doesn't,
the
I put in 45 and it
So with the
didn't.
LF, does it work?
Okay, produce it. Okay. Let's
Yeah.
see what we got.
Yeah.
The LF works. Good. Shelley can't work yet, even with the LF.
Yeah, it
We're
worked.
getting there.
Yeah, it worked with the LF
Good.
already.
All right, how are we doing? Good, double, crank, NF, This is called 2FC. Dot C.
Oh, I thought that... Oh,
What
and
is-
I'm telling
what
it
is-
CTS.
And you're compiling the wrong
I can
program.
do that, okay. So I need to go.
If I were you, I would,
Nope.
I would,
Oh,
I would kill this.
no, she's okay.
I would save it, kill it, rename it to what you really want it to be.
We'll save as. Yeah,
Save as,
So,
C to F. There you go.
there's just another paper to be done.
And you're going to override it, yes. Okay, now try compiling.
Oh.
And you can
That
do
was
the
a
up
good
arrow.
catch.
You can do the up arrow. And it'll, yeah.
Oh.
I'll go ahead and run it. I'm giving it something interesting.
Ooh, that's gonna be a hot one.
109, yes, that looks good.
I'm cold. I don't know.
Okay,
So that's
so,
darling.
we'll pass this one.
Yeah. And it's almost always typos that get that.
Mhm.
Well, that's
Apparently,
not
you're not taking off. Should be a Friday class.
This thing,
Yeah, maybe.
C is written by computer programmers who cannot type to save their lives.
That's
So
amazing.
everything about C is
But
for
it's
people
another
who
thing to
can't
look
type.
for.
Yeah, always make sure it's the right file name.
And I was
Easy to
stumbling
screw
upon
up.
the C2S, F2C.
Okay, so here's another one. This one's a little trickier. We're going to read two things, and then we're going to calculate speed given distance and time. Which is a standard physics kind of thing that we do in freshman year as well, which is why it's here, even though you're not freshman and you're not taking physics. But I think we all kind of understand distance divided by time gets you speed.
So but it's Emacs get velocity for the file name?
Mhm.
Exactly. Get velocity dot C. And then an and. So did you already do this one? And it worked? Alright, so we're just too fast here.
Sorry.
That's a lot of typing.
Yeah, no kidding.
At least for me it is. So you had the two ands, you had the LS and everything, huh? Alright. Well, this is largely just to get used to it. And to show you can ask for anything. You can keep asking for stuff.
Leland, how come you have two semicolons after speed?
Because I screwed up, just a typo.
Okay,
Does
good, I'm
compiler
just
care?
there.
It's definitely a typo. I think C lets you get away with it. Go ahead and try it and see. It's basically a statement that does nothing. So the
Empty
second
statement.
semicolon. Yeah. It's an empty statement, so it doesn't do anything. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't help. It doesn't do anything. Probably optimized away. Which is a whole nother ball game, which I'm not sure we'll ever get to.
Lower level are getting to, we're not getting anywhere. We're
I
gonna
don't
be
understand
so
what it
far
does.
behind.
If I went there, it would more or less be for an excuse to teach myself what it's doing. Notice I always have a
Damn.
space. I always put one space after the semicolon here, just to
So we can
make
see
it
it.
a little more readable when you're typing stuff in and such.
Mhm, mhm.
Because that will actually be
Uh,
printed on the screen when you do it. Unlike a space after that, which not at all. By the way, I finished through day 9 when I finally explained what the heck this is.
Oh, good.
So, something to look forward to.
Okay, so you did that.
Oh, good.
Yes, of course.
So what you need to do is then
How's it going? All right. Let me help.
okay, 90% job.
Okay. So, you have it somewhere? In day 4, in directory, day 4, you should have it. So, I recommend over here, you change your directory to day 4. No, that's making a directory. So, PWD, this is, oops, PWD, that's print working directory. So you are in day 5. So you want to go up a directory. That's cd space ... Hit return. Now do PWD again. You're in there. Now do an ls.
Oh.
No, all kinds of stuff. All right, so
No, this is,
other stuff.
oh, couldn't
Let's see, you've got day 2, you've got day 4, you've got day 5. So let's go to day 4. And just cd space day 4. ls.
oh, right here, yeah.
There's all your programs. So which one is the tax rate? I think it's the last one. So make sure to do MORE space prod4.c.
Now you've got
Okay.
the file.
And that looks like the tax rate thing. So
So now,
go back
But
to
it
day
did-
5,
So what you did was
and you can actually do both at the same time. Double dot slash
oh, right.
day 5.
So now that is part of the file name.
Okay. Now
As long as you
go
know.
for the name.
Okay.
Whatever you want to
So
call it.
now, go
And
ahead.
Emacs, whatever that name is, for the name. Now, no space. No space. Is that an underscore? No, we gotta have a dot C. Okay, try that one. All right. Now, here's what I suggest you do. When you grab this, I do that. You don't have to do copy. You don't have to do.
now part of the file.
Oh,
In Unix, do not do.
Okay.
Grab it, move over here, click, and then you hit the middle mouse button. Okay, so now we have it. Save it. Unpause it. All right. Now we got rid of it. Now, the whole idea is to change this so that it reads this instead of 70. And that's all you got to do. Figure out how to do that. So what we just did is a very common thing. Constantly grabbing code from other places and shoving it in.
So you just highlight
So-
it, put the middle button on the remote, and
right.
ready to go.
But that's an advanced topic. That is only Linux where that works.
And I gotta do that.
No, now you
The
don't want
other
that.
way to do
Okay,
that is
because it's
to
recognized
copy the
without-
file
You're,
from day 4 to day 5,
Right.
perhaps giving it a new name, then going and editing that file, and doing what you're doing now. Then you won't do your copy paste stuff. But there's always a million ways of doing something.
Really?
Any other way might have been better.
It's almost so much, there's so many things to know, that's why it's kind of overwhelming to take a bite on.
So how we doing?
What was this help?
Typos, there were
Success.
typos.
8.3
Yeah.
miles an hour.
All right.
I had to redo the whole thing because somehow or other, I don't know what I did.
Somehow
but
you
I'm
killed it.
still redoing it,
I
yeah.
understand. I
I'm gonna
understand.
skedaddle.
It's easy to screw up.
Okay, 12.5, 8.5 still takes.
I know. I think I
Thanks for your
fixed it.
All right. Thanks, Liz.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so you have learned about typos.
Well,
Very-
and not only in my thing, but then I got this, my last one was a bad typo, this is a bad typo, so she had to tell it, exit and save and move and whatever she told me to do that I.
Then I did.
Copy mine.
Without that and you're screwed.
Yep, I didn't put that in there.
Yeah, that
See,
happens
so
very
quickly do we
often.
forget.
Yes.
So
Yes,
quickly.
that is a problem with doing it just once a week.
Right.
I can't think of a way
See,
around
now I
that.
think I'm.
Well,
never
it is
gonna
what it
forget
is.
that, never forget
Well,
that.
yeah, the way around it is just practice
Just
while we're not
follow
here.
Yeah.
But that ain't happening either.
Yeah, that doesn't.
No.
Okay, so you got that one to work.
Yeah.
25 miles in 3 hours, 8 1/3 miles an hour. That's good. All right. So, exercises.
Wait, go back one. I'm almost
I
done.
have a printout.
I'm almost done. Okay. All right.
Here, you're welcome to start the exercise. If you want, copy prod 4, or whatever the heck it was, from day 4, over to
And I
here,
was looking
and
to say
start
copy.
fiddling. Well, here's what you do. First, you list day 4. So there's what's in day 4. Looks like you've got the prod 3, but not really prod 4. So let's look at this. Okay.
Alright, so where am I? I'm totally off on this. So of course I spelled the file name
Yeah, I did
wrong.
just barely
So when I go to
just
compile it, I have to
Yeah,
compile it
yeah.
And I was doing
spelling
that
it wrong. But how
and-
come I'm
You
not even
remember what
getting
you did.
to that?
I
Oh,
would
because
suggest
you need
do
your
that one
compiler
again
wrong.
in what
Oh.
You
time
want to
before.
do GCC.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe type that one
Minus.
in. Maybe just do
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Maybe just
but
do the
you
first
want to do
two.
get velocity, and then you want to do
brackets,
get velocity
just to
dot.
have something.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And we'll get
Thank
that
you.
working with just 2. Ah,
Well, I spelled it wrong, but
Well.
I'm continuing to go with the bad spelling.
you forgot the and. goes right there.
Oh.
So here's what you have to do.
All right.
You
Just copy and
you've,
paste it.
you've already saved this?
Yeah.
Exit.
Yeah, it's already saved.
So file, quit.
Okay. And then do a new
All
one.
right. And now you want to GCC the thing. If you have to, you'll bring it up again. But let's just see what happens. And that's
Well,
neither
but
one
I
of-
spelled
neither
it
one of
wrong
these.
in the other one.
Ah,
So
I
I had
see.
to compile it with the misspelling, right?
Well,
Because that's what I named it.
There's an easy way. All right, LS. So here's, and we're not even
See, I spelled it wrong.
in day 5. So let's go to day 5. Let's move get whatever the heck it is
Mm-hmm.
into day 5. And let's go to day 5. List everything. There's C to F. Now let's change the name of get velocity to get velocity.
What is MV? Move that to?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it'll move it to a different directory,
Okay.
or it'll move it to a different
Name.
name. So it's
Okay.
both rename
Okay.
and
Now
move.
it's where it's supposed to be. Okay.
So now we can try GCC.
Okay.
Output it to a file named get velocity, and the input is get velocity dot c.
Okay. Yay.
Now
Does
we
that
can
work?
try running it.
Okay.
I don't know if you've noticed, I hit tab a lot because I can't type.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Go ahead.
Okay. So it's whatever we're doing here?
Yeah, enter some
Okay,
distance in
all right.
miles, whatever you feel like. Doesn't have to be what I did. 50 miles an hour,
Cool.
That's easy enough.
Cool. Excellent.
etc.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay, so if you'd been here last time, you would have
Yeah.
written something that figured out what your tax rate
Oh.
was, which is quite it's a bunch of ifs,
Okay.
which you haven't learned how to do yet.
All right.
So, so if you want, you can start doing this program in what little time is left.
Okay.
10 minutes.
Okay.
So, Emacs space
Okay.
taxrate.c, and then an and. All right.
Okay.
So try the boundary cases. Make sure they work. The things on the edge of the tax rate
Okay.
things, like 20, 40, 60K.
Okay.
Okay, so first
Mhm.
we got to do the # include
Mhm.
standardIO.h business.
Sure. I even remember
Angle
this part.
bracket.
Wait.
And stdio because we don't like
Right.
to spell standard IO.
Okay. And then nothing after that, right?
And
Until
hit
we get to
return,
the
and then int main,
Yeah. Yep.
parens, and then begin curly brace, both parens,
What?
begin and end paren,
Oh, that. Okay.
and
the
then
curly
begin
brace.
curly brace,
Okay.
then do end curly brace.
Mm.
I always do my thing
And then you just
in
go
pairs,
back up
and then
and
I
do
go
it.
back up and
Okay.
get inside.
Okay.
Okay, so we want to write a program that figures out our tax rate given our salary.
Okay.
So we need two variables, one named salary and one named tax rate,
Okay.
and they're both going to be real numbers,
Okay.
not integers.
All right.
So why don't you declare them?
I don't know how to declare them. Tell me.
Double,
Oh,
right?
gotcha.
Double.
Yep.
Give it a name, like say salary,
Okay.
and give it another name. Do a comma, and then give it another name. Say tax rate.
Okay.
And no spaces.
Okay. Oh. Oops.
No spaces in any
Anywhere?
names in C. And
Okay.
then end with a semicolon.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's set our salary equal to 50K.
Okay.
So in this case, we'll just make it be 50 with a decimal point and a semicolon.
So but are we saying salary equal?
We are. We're saying salary equal.
Okay.
Salary
And we're
equals
doing,
50,
yeah.
then a period, and then
Yeah.
a semicolon.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Now,
tax rate?
We would
Oh.
like to figure out what the tax
Rate
rate
is.
is.
Okay.
So, the basic way to do this is we compare the value of salary to these
Percent.
cutoffs here.
Right. Okay.
Cutoffs. So,
Okay.
if our salary is less than 20K,
Mhm.
we want to set the tax rate to be 0.
Okay.
So, we do if,
Okay.
and then begin and end paren,
Okay.
and then go back inside,
Okay.
and we want to compare salary.
Yeah. So salary.
So, is
No.
salary less than 20K?
And that's literally the
That's-
question?
That's what we want to say in there. So we don't say is,
Less than with the...
less than with the,
Okay.
we don't say is, but we say if salary.
Oh.
So we have
But-
we already have the if.
Okay.
So we already have if. So
Yeah.
inside that if,
Yeah.
we say
Salary.
salary less than 20.
Okay.
And make sure it's less than.
Okay.
And since we're comparing a double, it's ideal to make sure that this one and this one are the same type. So make 20 be a double by putting a period after it.
Okay.
Okay. Now go outside the parens
Mhm.
and let's do begin curly brace, end curly brace.
Mhm.
And then inside there, we would like to do something. In this case, what we want to do is we want to set the tax rate.
Okay.
So, tax rate equals.
Okay.
And what should it be equal to?
I would say 0.
0.
Okay.
Period, just because it's a real number.
Okay.
Semicolon, because it's a...
The end of that.
There we go.
Okay.
And to make it look nice, let's put a return before tax rate.
Okay.
No, before tax rate, not before
Oh.
the curly brace. Leave the curly brace there.
Okay.
Tax rate next. Okay, now hit tab. Okay, go to the next line. Hit tab again. Okay, so that's how you do ifs.
Okay.
You have if, parens,
Mhm.
something, and then curly
Mhm.
braces beginning and ending
Mhm.
with junk in there.
Okay.
That's how you do an if.
Okay.
So now,
Okay.
see if you can do above 60K.
Okay. How come it pops over there? I don't know why.
It
You're gonna do start and stop.
It is reminding you which one you're closing.
Okay.
That's what that is, every time it pops over there.
No? Yes? Maybe?
Should be inside the curly braces.
Yeah.
Tax rate equals 35 should be within there. So whatever's the easiest way for you to fix it.
All right. Okay. We got it in there. But we need
The
I'm gonna
end
put it
curly brace.
there. Okay. Okay?
And hit tab,
Yeah.
so it puts it in the right place.
Okay.
And then hit end curly brace. Now you've already got it in curly brace. So
okay.
hit return before that end curly brace. That way you'll have it
You can see.
on a line all by itself.
Okay.
And it'll
Okay.
be
There.
reasonable.
Okay.
That looks good.
Okay.
So, go ahead and print what the tax rate is.
Printf
Exactly.
equal? No.
Now, printf,
Yep.
paren,
Paren. And then,
and you can use a string
which is?
that says something like the tax rate is.
Okay. And it has to be, quotes?
Double quotes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, instead of putting the variable right after the is, you put in that control string. In this case, a %f.
Okay.
And it's still inside the double quotes.
Oh.
You don't need printf again.
Oh.
You just need the control string,
Gotcha.
which is %f,
Percent.
which says,
All right.
make sure the variable
Okay.
value goes where this %f is.
Okay.
Okay, so you finish the control string, give it a comma.
Oh.
You're close. Give it a comma.
Yeah.
After the control string comes the variable that you want to print,
Okay.
which in this case is tax rate.
Right.
So type in tax rate after the comma. Then end the statement
With
with a semicolon.
okay.
Compile and run.
That's it? We need that one still too, right?
Well, at the moment, this
We'll
is a
see.
simplified version of that,
okay.
so we're just going to see what happens.
Okay.
You've got a minus in front of GCC.
Oh, goodness. How did that happen? Okay, so it's tax rate.
Output is tax
C.
rate. No. The output is tax rate.
Okay,
The
and
input
then
is tax rate. Dot
dot
C.
C. Okay.
Compiled.
Okay.
Try running it.
Okay. So running it is dot tax rate.
Almost. Dot slash tax
Oh.
rate.
And that's it.
That's it. Tax rate is 0 for a salary of 50. Yeah, that's pretty close. That's exactly what this program should have done.
Okay.
One thing we forgot was a \n,
Okay.
which is why it gave us bash after this thing.
After
After the
here?
%f, that's right.
Okay.
That's the last thing in that string. backslash,
N.
N.
Okay.
And since 50 isn't less than 20 and isn't greater than 60, tax rate never got set to nothing.
Gotcha.
That's why you got 0, which
Gotcha.
actually should be garbage, but some compilers are nicer than others. So you can add the other two ifs in your free time.
Okay.
So that you get between 20 and 40 and between 40 and 60.
Okay.
And then, once you get that working in another 10 minutes, you can switch. So instead of salary equals 50, you have a printf which says, what is your salary? And then you have a scanf that sucks in the salary that you typed in.
Okay. Okay.
And then you can run it again, and
Cool.
it should continue to do the same thing.
Good examples. I just need to sit down and it'll make sense as I go through it. You know, you feeding it to me, which is great, isn't usually the best way to learn. Like me sitting here doing what I'm supposed to be doing. A line cutter. But it's always nice to have, because it's not going to make sense to me because it doesn't make sense.
Oh yeah,
And that's the problem with
Yeah.
my mind.
Okay, well, it's 1.
Okay.
So, we're done for today. I don't know how far anybody got with the exercises.
I think this is kind of what I had going on. I think, obviously, it's wrong, that's all.
Definitely getting there.
I didn't know where to tell it that I want 50,000 here.
Okay. Thank you, Leland.
You bet. Let me turn this off. Go off.